You're muted, Bain&Chiad.
I muted? What?
I just unmuted you.
We're off to a great start already, everybody.
So professional without the Wetlander here. So professional.
Consummated professionals.
Hello and welcome to Threefold Talk. And this is an Aiel takeover. We are here with my usual buddies, Melindhra, Roof Mistress Leigh-A, and tonight we have a very special guest. We have Wheel of Time superfan, radical feminist, adult performer, and wise one, London River. Welcome, London.
Ramen
I threw my ramen rattle across the room. I was so excited. How are you doing tonight, London?
I'm good. I'm hot because my air conditioner is broken, so that's fun. But
well, I mean, you are hot, but now you're just temperature hot, right?
Yes, yeah. Just sweating.
I mean, you're in a sweat tent. It's perfect.
It is. Yeah. I was going to say, like, maybe your air conditioner knew you were coming to the Threefold Land today and just wanted to make sure you felt like the part.
Yeah, it's like at home. Yeah. Yeah, how very considerate, really.
Everyone is very excited to see you in the chat.
Yes, you have.
Hi, Foldies. If you're new today, feel free to give us a wave. We're happy to have you here, and we'd love to say hi to new faces. So feel free to wave in the chat.
Definitely. How are you doing, Mel?
I'm good. I was away for a couple weeks. I was in the spine of the world. And I was wandering around, and I got to be not hot because it's been very hot in this part of the Threefold Land. So I got to wear the fall cadenceor. I don't know if you guys ever have that, but yeah, it's slightly thicker, kind of soft and cuddly. I get to put it on. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, it's kind of got holes where your arms go through.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe like a blanket with holes for my head too. Yeah, some people call it a sweater, which is weird because I didn't sweat in it because it's cold. Anyway, I climbed some mountains. That was lovely. I saw some trees. There were a lot of those. And got to visit some relatives that were far away. So that was really nice.
Sounds good. How about you, Leigh-A? How have you been?
I've been really good, recovering from WatCon, and I get to go see both my first sisters this weekend. So some of you guys met Kelly at JordanCon. She's flying out from San Diego on a showing, and we're going to our other first sister. She married a Wetlander, and they have this thing called a beach house in New Jersey that we're going to. So luckily the house is not on the beach.
That sounds like full of sand, right? A place full of
There
sand.
is a lot of sand there, yes. A lot of sand. Okay. So that will at least be comfortable. But
yeah, sounds familiar. Yeah.
To have hang out with my first sisters, and I'm very excited.
That's awesome.
Will you return?
How are you Bain&Chiad?
I was just going to ask Leigh-A, will you return the shawl that I stole from your first sister to her?
It's my shawl.
Oh, it's your shawl.
She stole the shawl from me.
And then I stole it from you. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Right. So now it's with its rightful owner. Okay.
Now it's with its rightful owner, yes.
Okay, good. Yes. Yeah, I'm good, Mel. I have a friend coming to visit me tomorrow from the Florida part of the Threefold Land, and I have not seen her in quite a while. She's like a first sister, and I think it'll be great to see her. So I've been busy getting ready, cleaning, making sure I have food, things like that. So looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, so before we get into our usual things, we just wanted to take a quick minute to bring your attention to the link that is pinned on the chat and talk a little bit about the writer's strike and the SAG strike. So I'm going to turn it over to Mel to give a little bit of a spiel about that for you all.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys have been paying attention that SAG-AFTRA and the WGA are on strike, fighting for a fair contract with the AMPTP, the coalition of producers of mostly television shows. And we just want to encourage everyone, if you have any extra funds that you were thinking of throwing our way, instead throw them at the Entertainment Community Fund to support the actors and the writers who are trying to fight for the livelihood of all of the members of their unions, especially the ones who work at the lowest pay rates and have been not been able to have a living wage for a long time. So if you have any spare funds, feel free to give it that way. And we support that group and want to make sure that while we continue to share our excitement about the Wheel of Time, we acknowledge that all of our friends and colleagues in the show can't necessarily talk about it. So in that case, channel your energy in their direction and give them some good thoughts in the hopes that their contract negotiations will come out with a fair and good contract for everybody else.
Yeah. Well said, Mel. Thank you. And the link is, as I said, pinned to chat, but also will be in the description to this video. So if you can donate, please do that. All right. Are we ready for Daily Veil?
Let's roll.
Daily Veil. All right. Coming up.
Brothers and sisters,
it is time to cover up your face.
For the Wheel of Time has news, and we shall dance the spheres with it.
This is the Daily Veil.
This still makes me smile so much. I know I say that every time.
London, do you recognize that voice?
There's voices. The music's a little loud in my ears.
Okay, sorry.
Just really excited about the news.
I'm like, I hear so much sound right now.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Scott, let us know how that sounds to you. So, no, you were asking a question.
I was asking London,
sorry.
did you recognize the voice of that overture there?
You know, I never recognize voices. I never recognize anyone ever. So those are always embarrassing questions.
Do you have face blindness? I know that some people have that thing where like they just like don't remember what people look like.
Yeah, I don't know what it like. Yeah, well, and I don't know. I can never. It's like I just kind of scramble like people together. So unless I've met somebody in person, I don't really know who they are. Like Tom Hanks could sit next to me on an airplane and I would complain that his leg was like in my space because I wouldn't know.
What is it? An emotional support? Yeah, that's yeah. We had a whole conversation about people on airplanes taking up too much space and putting their hands in places they shouldn't. And we dubbed it having an emotional support penis. That's what we dubbed it. Yeah.
That is a classic Threefold Talk episode. If you haven't seen that, you need to see that.
So the voice, the reason I asked is because you probably did meet them at WatCon. That was Michael Kramer and Kate Redding giving our little Daily Veil
See,
intro.
I'm the worst. I just don't know voice. No, the worst. I'm the actual worst. So
no, you're not.
Don't even. Well,
all right, let's get into our first bit of news. So Watt series, as usual, coming in with some interesting information. We found out that we have our Galad. So we have this Irish actor, I believe, named Callum Kerr. Scottish. And he is going to be our Galad. What do we think about this guy?
Sticking with the cheekbone theme.
I mean, that is a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very chiseled. So.
Yeah.
It is impressive that they found people from all over the world who all have the cheekbone thing.
Yeah, they have a type, don't they? Like it's a really obvious type.
A little bit. I was watching someone did a live tweet of watching the show for the first time this week, and like their first comment was like, "Oh my god, why are they all so beautiful?"
Yeah, can they stop it already? Like, it's too much.
Yeah, part of me is kind of feels serious about that. I'm like, can we just get somebody ugly in this show? Just like one.
Yeah.
Or just like, even just regular
plain,
looking, just like
normal
a
looking,
normal person.
Yeah,
like even
like
Varen is beautiful, and Varen's supposed to just be like homely.
or plain. Yeah, I would like to see people with a little bit more meat on them, to be honest. I feel like it is a very thin show.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Diversity of body types. Yes, I agree.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
They went hard on the slender, so
they did.
Yeah. We are big Lizzo for Grendel stands over here.
Yes.
I think
although after watching her on The Mandalorian, she's not the best actress.
Oh, don't say that.
I loved her on Mandalorian. How dare you?
So good, but it was very just like cheesy, and like I feel like maybe it was just the character she was playing. Like I thought I loved that episode. It was great, but thinking about all the range of emotions she was
totally fine.
Yeah.
Cheesy's good for Grendel. So I heard this guy was also like kind of a white cloak in real life, and there was a lot of concern about him. But we're just gonna chalk that up to Wetlanders being Wetlanders. I think like what if he can I was just gonna say it again. Why was it? I was just gonna say if he can keep it in his pants on the set, like it would be fun. Like he, why.
You're all about keeping it in the pants tonight. I don't know.
I know, which is very unlike me.
It is very unlike you.
I'm all about freeing the pants. No pants are fine. All of that is fine.
Damn it! I wore pants tonight.
I really like this comment in chat, and for some reason I can't find it to put it on the screen. But from Woman Draggerin, Ulver better be an ugly kid or we riot.
I've always felt bad for whatever kid that they're gonna cast Ulver as, because even if the kid is like beautiful, like having to play the like ugliest child ever in the entirety of the world, as Robert Jordan describes him, I feel like that's gonna be emotionally traumatizing for some poor child. Like, you cast me as the ugly kid.
I kind of feel like Ulver's probably ugly cute. Like, I don't know. I've never understood that because I think kids are cute. So even when I read that and Jordan's like describing him as ugly, I'm like, he's still like a kid, right? So it's just cute.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
And he'll grow into that, his face. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've always kind of imagined him as like the little rascal with the like hair that sticks up straight.
Or the big ears.
And the
Alfalfa.
Alfalfa. Yeah. Like for some reason, Alfalfa is Ulver in my head.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That is fair. Yeah.
Black Tar Podcast. No, we are not in sweat tent attire, but you can be if you want while you watch. That is totally fine. We will not judge you.
Yes.
But you have to turn off your air
judging your
conditioning, and you have to make your apartment 80 degrees like London's. That's all you have to do. So we also have in this same article here, we have, we knew that this woman was going to be on the cast. It's Nyokabi Githaiga. And she is going to be, now we know, she's going to be the role of Raima, who is a yellow Aes Sedai who's captured by the Shan-Chan off-screen in The Great Hunt, turned into a Damane, and renamed Tora. So yes, so...
Oh my gosh, I hope
this woman is going to be a Damane.
I'm sad for her.
I want Kira to be saved, like, in this turning. Very much.
For real. Like, especially after seeing the Damane in the trailer and in the costume design, it just is so hard to look at.
Yeah, I think that broke me.
Yeah.
A bit. Yeah, definitely.
We don't want anybody to have to go through that.
No.
For sure.
No. Well, I'm sure she'll do great at that terrible role that she's been given.
Yes, she's gonna knock it out of the park, I'm sure. All right, so we have something else to share from earlier today, like first thing in the morning. I was like retweeting this from What Series again. Actor Leigh-A Costa, who we knew was going to be in the Wheel of Time for season 2, in the role of Magdalena, they noticed that in her CV listing, she's got a new credit, which implies that she's likely in season 2 and season 3. So who do we think Leigh-A Costa is playing? Who is Magdalena? Is Magdalena like code for somebody else? Is it
I'm
a new
hoping it's
character like
code.
Dana? Like what is this?
I'm hoping it's code for like Mogedian or something like that. Because I actually have this theory that they are going to Easter egg some of the Forsaken in season 2 and maybe even season 3, depending on when they're pulling the various Forsaken in. And so they're going to have all these code names, but when the Forsaken appears and you do a rewatch, you're like, oh my God, that person was in da-da-da-da-da episode. So they will be there the whole time, but we just won't know it. That's what my theory is.
Kind of like the Pat and Fane, like in the background, just being there kind of stuff.
Yeah, so they'll be there.
I like that.
So that's my hope. So I don't think we'll know that she's Mogedian for a while, or something like that. Maybe not Mogedian. Maybe Mesa Anna, like if she's in the tower. But anyways, that's my theory.
She could be. Yeah, she could be Masana.
I don't know.
Like in the tower. That would make some sense. Just have her sprinkled around.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple people in chat thinking that it's Mogedian. I thought it was Mogedian. I actually retweeted a photo of her from a screenshot of her from a TV show that she's in. She's kind of like hiding in the shadows, like her face is half shadowed. And I was like, yeah, I could see her as Mogedian.
Sure.
But
Isn't she like 27 though?
Yeah, she is quite young.
What if she's an Aiel? Because it's actually a reference to Magdalena Sitova, and they gave her name as a code name to Leigh-A Costa because she's actually going to be an Aiel character.
Oh, okay.
Quite a theory.
I'm good at reaching.
We could also just like wait.
Good question.
Order. Oh, Fail. She's not at all how I pictured Fail, but I mean, if anything, we've learned that it doesn't matter like what you picture. The actor can still embody that character. So if she is the one they chose to play Fail, I'm going to trust that she knocked her audition out of the park, and she'll be Fail, but not what I envisioned for her. No, she has such like a sweet face.
It is very sweet.
I mean, and this is just one headshot. Like I Googled other photos of her and she definitely looks different, in her different roles. But from this photo alone, doesn't have Fail vibes.
Yeah, that sweetness to her face kind of is partly why I'm like hesitant to call her Forsaken. Chosen, sorry, boss, sorry. Who because she just doesn't strike me as someone who could be devious,
But that's part of the deviousness of her. If she is a Forsaken, is that she doesn't look like she could kill you, and then she murders the fuck out of you.
She murders the fuck out of you. I love that. Let me pull up the photo that I posted this morning, see what you all think about this one.
Oh, interesting. She does look a little more pretty there.
Yeah, and a little older too. Like I think that photo is a very young looking photo, but
I think we're reading into it because she's hiding in the shadows. Come on, guys. It's like
that was like placement. A character she played where she was hiding in the shadows. It doesn't mean like, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All of them? I don't know. Still doubtful.
No. Not all of them have to be that way, obviously, but Rapunzel, I am not currently able to access Discord, but Mel, if you want to check out that link that Rapunzel sent and send it to me on Twitter, you can maybe show that, or you can share your screen as well. So that's really all we have for Daily Veil today. We are going to talk about the Wheel of Time costume designs that were released later in much more detail. So that was some big news this week. We got some stills from the show that are different than what we've seen before, plus costume designs, sketches, and renderings. So we're going to talk a lot about that later. But before we get to that, of course, we have to make sure you all get to know our guest a little bit better. And so we're going to do that by having her fear the sphere.
Are you
Do you want to keep
terrified?
it?
What?
No.
I think it keeps you muted longer than you expect, Bain&Chiad.
Why is it doing that?
I don't know. Anyway, you should be scared because we're making you fear the spear, London. Are you scared?
Okay.
Terrified. Look at us.
Very
She looks scary.
She's like, I'm a wise one, bitch.
I am very, very frightened, yes.
You can tell.
Let me know how the music sounds, everybody. I think it should be okay.
Good.
I think it's fine for me. So chat, let us know.
Yeah, let us know, chat. All right. London, are you ready?
Yes.
Excellent answer. Yep. Winning already.
Question, you're doing great. All right. So we always start off with the same question. Name, society, and clan.
And you can make it up if you want.
I'm sitting here, I'm like, no.
To be honest, this is like the worst question, like of all the questions.
Yeah. But it does set the tone. So don't be scared to give us something.
And but now you're making me think about myself in a weird way. And I'm like, I refuse this question.
Oh.
What?
Well,
I can
she's a
do
wise one.
I can do what I want. I'm a guest. No, I'm London
Yeah.
River. Society.
We've had people say they're like from the Beatbox Society and the I can't remember some of the other examples for clans, but like
There's been
doesn't
some
have to
such
necessarily
good
be
ones.
like break out the books.
Yeah. You're putting but still you're putting pressure on me. You told me to prepare for this and I didn't.
Or you could just be like, I'm a wise one. I'm it. You don't get to ask me questions. Go to the next one.
No, I think
Next
I am gonna go with that. You're going to the next one.
All right.
All right, we're going
You
to the
know my
next
name.
one. That's what we're doing. All right, so we have a spinny wheel. It's a very Aiel invention, full of very highly technological terangrial that we found in the desert. So we're gonna spin this wheel. And it's gonna land on a number, and that number is your question. That's kind of how it works.
Great description, Mel.
Yeah.
Well done. So proud of you.
Ooh, number
So
5.
question number 5. It
Who's going?
disappeared. Where'd it go?
I'm like, I cannot read that fast. Come on.
All right, so if you can only pick one, what Wheel of Time character would you take with you to guard your back during a raid on another clan's hold?
Brigida.
Nice.
Excellent choice.
Any particular reasons?
Excellent.
Or just that was very quick.
Well, I mean, because I just can't think of anyone better at guarding my back. Also, I'd have somebody to talk to on my way. And I like girls. I'm a girl's girl. I would pick a girl, no matter what.
Perfect. He's great.
Wonderful.
Love this.
She seems like she'd just be like the best buddy cop. Like,
Right? She'd be so fun. Like
She'd always have
to
some
go on.
Uspai.
yeah.
She'd bring all the Uspai with her.
Yep.
Never run out.
Make fun of stone dogs with you, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She doesn't use a
She
sword.
would definitely get into.
She has much G.
Much G.
See? Yeah. She likes
Alright.
poking people from far away, which we're big fans of.
That's right.
All right, next. Are we ready?
Ready.
Question Question number 1.
Well, this is not. Well, we need to do a different one because she's not a Wetlander. She's a wise one.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah.
Next question.
Bad Terangrial.
7.
7. All right, Leigh-A, you want to take this one?
I just did it.
You
I'll take it again.
You could do it again.
Oh,
What
I'm
is in
sorry.
your-
I thought Mel did it.
Mel, you do it.
What is in your cadence or pockets, London? What do you keep in your pockets?
What do I keep in my pockets? I mean, as a wise one, obviously, I've given up my cadence or, but I keep floss with me at all times.
Yeah.
Ah,
Nice.
That is an
white
important
floss,
thing.
so you can like take people out, choke them.
No, so I can clean my teeth.
Oh,
Why would I choke people? I just surround myself with people that would choke people, and then I wander around cleaning my teeth to be ready to make out with people. That's me.
So wise.
perfect.
So
It's
wise.
very,
Great.
very wise.
I need to rethink my philosophy on life.
I know. I too.
Less stabbing, more flossing.
I feel like we need to reenact that flossy dance, but we're all sitting down, so it's not going to work. So.
Oh, I wish
Go
I
on
had.
to the next
Oh.
question.
I have a gif of
What?
Brian Gleeman flossing. I wish I had it with me to share, but I don't.
Aw.
Sadly,
Gosh.
I know.
I
All
want
right,
to see that.
next
Good.
question.
Everybody thinks you're kicking ass, by the way, London. Here's your final spin of our Terangrial. Question 11.
11. All right, I'll take this one. Other than the threefold land, where else in the Wheel of Time would you like to live?
You know, I'd probably like living in the Two Rivers quite a bit. I grew up rural, so I feel like I just fit in. I'd be like, oh, okay, it's sheep. I like sheep, and then yep.
I was thinking you were gonna be like, I love how like the beauty of it and the like
How
there's,
simple
like,
life is.
Look at like sheep. I like sheep.
No, I grew up raising livestock, so I'd be like, oh, I fit in right in here. Yeah, I just like get in there.
Aren't sheep
Nice.
actually more on the more smelly side of livestock than some of the other ones? Or is that just like my city ass not knowing what the fuck I'm talking about?
Sheep, the more what?
Smelly of livestock.
Are they smelly?
Yeah, they're not the most smelly, but they
Not
have
the most, okay.
they have a scent to them. That's for sure. I mean, but
Yeah, are you,
all animals do.
there was a Ted Lasso episode where they had like a lamb and it like pooped all over a conference room and it was like the
Yeah,
worst thing they'd ever smelled.
To me, it's not that bad. Like sheep poop is not the worst of all the poops.
Okay. What is the worst?
Pig poop is the worst of the poops, and
Oh,
chickens
okay.
are pretty bad
Okay.
too. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, chickens.
I'm learning
Gross
so much.
I know. Very educational. It's a cultural exchange. This is good.
Sorry.
Kevin thinks that you are 4 out of 4, and this is going to be the perfect Fear the Spear run.
Ooh.
That would happen to
think-
a wise one. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Well,
makes, that makes
a
good
4
sense.
out of 4 is interesting just because, like, it's not like there was a wrong answer to any of these questions, was there?
Wow.
We've heard wrong answers,
Touche.
mostly from Wetlanders who say things like Wetlander things.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very
Words and
boring.
stuff.
okay.
Yeah.
Kitty.
But they
Hey,
like
I have one
swords.
too.
Yeah,
Wait,
mostly-
are you Steve?
He keeps like biting at my ankles. Oh,
Cat interlude.
I just like since the cat came out, I was like, I'll show you my cat too.
Aw, I
think
love
he
it. What's your
knows
cat's
when-
name?
Oh, go ahead.
His
Yeah,
name
what's
is Oliver.
Oliver.
Ah,
Precious.
he's very cute.
Yeah, he's all
What were you
right.
gonna say, Leah?
So I think Dari knows when I'm on podcasts, because when I'm sitting down, he never does this except when I'm on podcasts. It's so weird.
Huh.
My cat's glued to me. I had to lock my dog Pips in the other room, though, because if I'm on a podcast with him, he's right here.
Wait, how many pets do you have? Because don't you also have a dog named Luna?
Yes, I have 2 dogs and a cat.
Oh, wow. A menagerie.
Yes. Yes, Pips, Luna, and Oliver.
So we have some
we'll
questions.
Just have to have lots of pets.
So many pets.
Go ahead.
We have some questions specifically for you, London. But before we get to those questions, we are going to say goodbye to Twitter. So Twitter, if you're watching us and you want to see the questions that we have specifically for London, you will just have to join us over on YouTube and like and subscribe. So bye, Twitter. All right. So first question. This is, you know, the most important question of the night, because we're trying to understand something. We're very concerned.
Because you are an Aiel. So.
Why River? Firefly.
Yes!
Okay, she already won. She won.
It was my first dancer name.
Oh, I love that. She's such a good dancer.
Yeah, I'm not that good of a dancer. I'm not Summer Glau, but you know, I started dancing without pants when I was 18, and Firefly was still fresh, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Were you like an original watcher, or one of the people who watched it after it was already canceled?
I was an original watcher, but I liked it better after watching it after it was canceled, because you get the correct order. That helps. So
yeah, and you can see the first episode. Yeah, that's probably helpful. Yeah, that's cool. I love Firefly. Love it.
So good. I heard, and I don't know if it's true, that they're thinking about, like, Netflix maybe is gonna like bring it back, and I'm like,
I don't know how I feel about that. I think sometimes, that's also been the rumor for like 20 years. So
I know. Like the latest rumor, and just like the newest streaming service or whatever.
Yeah. Like Discovery Plus is gonna have Firefly. Any new streaming service shows up, there's some sort of Firefly rumor that comes out.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some staying power in the cult fandom, though.
So I have not seen Firefly. So
what?
Convince me to see it.
You are that is strange.
All right, London, we're gonna let you take this one. Convince Bain&Chiad. Okay. She needs to watch Firefly, and then Mel and I will come in with any other argument.
We'll be your backup, wise one. We'll be your backup.
Well, I mean, it's like, I mean, it's like kind of criminal cowboys in space. Like, I don't know how you can go wrong with this. I'm not the best at selling things. I just feel like
it's a space opera.
Space Western opera.
It's also very funny, and there's a whole crew of people that all become like a family. So it's about all of them. And so there's not just like one main star, and there's someone to like for everybody. And
they are all good people. Like all the main characters, really. Like, sometimes you question them.
Yeah, very
but
gray.
Ultimately,
the characters
they are
all very gray.
Yeah, but they have, for better for worse, the best intentions in mind. So even though they might poorly execute something.
I mean, it's just kind of, I mean, as a story, it's basically like this really mismatched group of people, and none of them should get along, but because they all kind of, it's like a whole bunch of people that basically only get along because of, I guess, a common enemy in a way, and so it's like them versus versus the universe, and it's
Literally.
it's it's really amazing. It's a really amazing show.
They're very scrappy, you know, they're like flying by the seat of their pants all the time, always getting into trouble and getting themselves out of it in creative ways.
And just barely getting by. Like, they are always just barely getting by.
They're on this ship called the Serenity, which is always almost on the cusp of falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an engineer named Kaylee, and she's my favorite. She's just like, she's like a machine savant, and she can fix anything. And so she's always just like rigging the ship to make it fly for, like, you know, another, like, one more day till they can get to a planet.
But she's your cutesy little sister. Yeah.
Serenity reminds me of my first car that I ever had. Like, the first car I ever bought, and I got it for like $150. And I had to, like, tie one of my back doors closed with a dog leash. Like, it was, it's like that. But in space.
That's exactly what that ship. But it's a spaceship.
Well, I love this. I just finished The Expanse, and I'm missing some space stuff in my life, so I'm gonna have to.
And it's for better for worse, only one season, so it's not.
Thought. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's one season.
One season and a movie.
Yeah,
but,
movie.
Yeah. So not too much of a commitment. I think I can handle that.
Yeah, it's an easy reach, but it's so good.
Yeah, so good. And I think it's actually one of the shorter seasons also, so it's not like a 24 episode season. I think it's like
14.
Yeah. So
well, speaking of nerd stuff,
man.
Our next question for you.
Are there any other fantasy book series you love and or would recommend?
You know, I'm not like a huge. I like Lord of the Rings and stuff, but I'm not like a huge like fantasy book person. I would say my other favorite book series is probably like Dark Tower series by Stephen King.
Yes.
But
I haven't.
But
read
like,
that.
but it's not. But I mean, it's not like classic fantasy. It's Stephen King. I guess I don't know.
It's like horror fantasy. The fantasy is such a big genre.
But it's still like got those elements. I kind of stick everything in this like little box where I'm like, yeah, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
But so that's my answer.
Great answer.
I've heard so many people have recommended that, and I haven't made it to it, and I definitely need to, because it seems like it's well loved, that series.
If you have children, I would recommend like the Magic Shop series for kids.
I do have children. The Magic Shop series? I don't think
Magic Shop. Yeah. Look it up. It's great if you have kids. It's like a series. Each book takes about 2 hours to get through, and it's really amazing. If you start like from the beginning, it ages up, but not too much.
Sweet.
Love it.
Okay.
All right. So you were at WatCon, and Leigh-A and I got to meet you in person, which was fun. What was your experience like, and we want some gossip, who there earned G, in your opinion, as a wife?
Oh, wait, oh my God, I'm talking about other humans. I'm like, no.
Well, was that your first con?
Yes.
Was that your first con?
Yes, it was, for sure.
So, like, who did you meet that you were really happy to connect with there? You don't have to
like the thing is it's hard to like just like list like one or two people, because I mean, honestly, like Leigh-A, I met Leigh-A there, but every single person was so nice that it's like I don't know how I would list like anyone.
That's
you know.
Fair. It is such a great community.
Whole con
Yes, because it was just like I've never personally been like around such a just like warm group of people. So So I'd be like the whole con.
Lovely. I feel like you saying that makes me have more toe for not having been there.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. I mean, and there were some people that I had already met beforehand from, doing like little like podcast stuff in LA. So like Brian the Gleeman, I was there, and he made sure to like say hi to me, and all of the Black Tower boys were there, and they were super, super, super like made sure I was comfortable, because I have quite a bit of social anxiety, and I was like, I don't know how to like be in this group of people. And so but I would say like in general, it's like it didn't take long for me to just feel comfortable with everybody. So
Good. That's awesome.
And yeah, that was the best time. It was one of the best times I've had in years was at that convention.
I am not surprised at all, because our fandom is amazing. You're getting a lot of love in chat. Miss Sarah James said that you volunteered, so you also earned G.
I did volunteer.
Yeah.
I volunteered for very selfish reasons, but it was mostly because I was afraid that like my social anxiety would keep me from leaving the hotel room. And I was like, if people might be mad at me, I will leave. I'm like, someone will be mad at me if I stay in my hotel room the whole time. So I'm going to give myself a reason that I'm forced to like walk out the door. So
love that.
Yeah. That's a really
I think a lot of people in this fandom face similar things, especially like new people who come to the cons for the first time, but also people who like repeat come. They often talk about like facing that and having their like ability to interact with people, like having a small meter for how much they can handle at a time. And like my theory is that you just con the way that you're comfortable and enjoy it to the level that you want to enjoy it, and protect your own space and protect your own safety, because it's supposed to be fun. Like you shouldn't do it if it's gonna make your social anxiety worse. So
right.
So I think if you had a good time and you balanced it out well, you probably did the con up just right.
Yeah, I mean, probably didn't balance it out well. I was so tired by the time we were done with that, but that's fine.
But tired in a good way, like.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Pretty sure.
Okay, awesome.
Well, while we were talking, you had just talked about Brian being welcoming to you at WalkCon, and he actually showed up. So it's like he knew.
There he is.
Right? All right, we have one last question for you. You are doing an amazing job at Fear the Sphere, and I'm sure you will kill it.
Are we still? We're still doing that.
Still yes, we are.
Aren't you terrified? Aren't we?
I guess.
So bad. We wanted to know, what do you like most about your career?
I like the people that I work with. It's my career attracts a very socially strange group of people. It's a very quirky group of people. So I really I would say the people that I get to know all the time and work with a lot are my favorite part.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Not a lot of people can say they like the people they work with.
Yeah.
I mean, like any job, there's some people that I'd rather not see all that often, but the beauty of it is I don't have to see them all that often. So that's nice.
That's awesome. You also get to pick who you see.
That's pretty good. Exactly.
I can see the perks for sure. That's awesome.
Well, normally we have chat vote to see if you survive Fear the Sphere, but I think it's fairly. Do we still want to do a poll and see if she survives?
I mean,
I cannot do a poll anyway.
If we made a wise one to that. Oh yeah, we can't poll. We can poll with emojis. Yeah.
Well, does anyone not survive questions about themselves? It seems like
Yes.
Some people give interesting answers that chat doesn't necessarily vibe with.
Got it. And I was like, your first question it was a little whatever, but
Yeah.
You're just like, your questions suck, you guys.
Having an identity crisis. You have made us fear the spear, so you win for sure.
Yeah, now I feel anxious about the questions, though.
If we change music, we'll feel less anxious. So how about we get rid of that music?
Nice palate cleanser.
Oh, you know what we need though for a palate cleanser? No one has
asked for this yet. Chat, you have toe.
Wrong with all of you.
I can't believe it. There has not been a single.
London, you're in for a nice surprise.
Yeah, there we are.
Do we have the
This will
voiceover?
just soothe everybody's
Butt
emotions.
rock. But
Thank you.
That was good.
Thank
That
you,
was
Lan.
good. Nice and
Perfect.
cleansing.
You know,
That was good. That was good.
very soothing. Yes.
Yeah, I liked it.
shall we talk about?
Oh, we did get
costumes?
some requests. Thank you, chat. Thank you for responding to your prompts. That's good.
All right, costumes. Yes.
I was
Yes.
a little
Okay.
overexcited.
Well, before we talk about Wheel of Time costumes, I hope you're okay with this, London. But we wanted to talk about your costume from WhatCon. You looked incredible as a wise one.
Good.
Thank you.
So good.
Was that your
Tell
first
us about
cosplay?
that.
What?
Was
Sorry,
that
did
your
you?
first- Was that your first cosplay?
Yes, it was.
It's amazing.
So good.
Thank you. So I'm not good at the yes and no questions. I'm like, maybe I should elaborate on that, but I'm like, yes, that was it.
No worries.
No, it's perfect. That's a very wise one answer. So.
Did you make that, or was it found pieces that you put together?
It was just found pieces. I'm not big at sewing. My limitation with sewing is I can put buttons back on things, and then it stops there. So
Yeah, well,
That's a
I
good
mean, you're a wise one. Like, you could probably just like
Guy Shane it up.
channel it into being whatever you want it to be, right?
That's what Guy Shane are for.
yeah, sure.
Do you think all guys shine have to be able to sew? Like,
No.
what if you're really bad at, being a guy shine because you're just a bad sewist or a bad cook or a bad tea maker?
Or maybe you're just like, I think that I think the purpose of being Guy Shine is to do your best at service, not necessarily to like be the best at service, but you're doing your best at it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so I think that like as long as you're doing your best, you're a good Guy Shine. That's my interpretation.
I also feel like Aiel are very good at identifying people's individual skills. So, like, if London became my Guy Shine, I wouldn't be like, and you're sewing all my clothes now, because I would know she's not a good sewist, because now sewist is a word.
That's a word.
That
is a word.
Is it a word? It's sewist?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I learned something tonight.
I thought it was seamstress. I mean, I guess that's not really.
It's a kind of a general.
Yeah.
General? That's not. That one wasn't a word.
Non-gendered.
Or like a tailor.
A gender neutral term. Yeah. Well, a tailor is a very specific kind of sewing, right?
Havara is
Someone
who, like,
sewist is totally
someone
a
who
word, and I
makes-
trust Havara.
Like suits, right? Like that's what a tailor does. They make
Okay.
suits. right?
Oh, okay. I don't.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was that. But
Yeah.
I learn something new every day.
Yeah.
I thought it was a Meluendo or a Melism. But anyways, I do feel like Aiel are good at finding what Guy Shine are good at and putting them to that task, because they really are meant to be a useful part of society. They're trying to work off their toe. So like you want to make them useful.
Yeah. I think you're right.
All right,
What if
so
you're
Leigh-A,
just, but yeah, I mean, if you're bad at everything, then you're bad at everything.
Yeah.
Because we've all met those people.
Front water while boiling it.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Tavern. So in chat, Tavern is telling us the definition of a sewist, which is a relatively new term, combining the words sew and artist to describe someone who creates sewn works of art, which can include clothing or other items made with sewn elements.
Oh,
Thank you.
love it.
I may not be able to define it, but I know it.
All right, so
All
Leigh-A,
right,
you did
Leigh-A.
a lot of research for us tonight on costumes. Is there one in
I
particular
did.
you want to start with?
Let's start with Moraine's.
All right, let's do it.
So I did go down a little bit of a rabbit hole because hopefully, if you haven't heard, there was an article in the Nerdist that released 4 concept art and the show comparison of 4 different costumes for 4 different characters. And I think we've mentioned several times that there is a new costume director this year. And in the article, it wasn't very long, but there were some vague descriptions of the inspiration. So, for example, Moraine's was traditional French and in Japanese, based off of the book inspirations for the Kyrianen. Now, that is especially the traditional French. I think a lot of us, when we think of French clothes, we think Versailles and these big costumes with big wigs and lots of hoops. And I know that's not the case. So I went down this whole rabbit hole looking up what traditional French costumes look like. Hi, Wilder. Mm-hmm. And so Bain&Chiad, you have... Yes.
Yeah.
I found a great article, and I'll post this in the Threefold Talk Discord. But these are traditional French costumes from Normandy. And initially when I saw that picture of Moraine, I did think a little bit more Dutch. But looking at a lot of the traditional French, I'm going to use the word commoner as opposed to peasant, because I think that's... they didn't have a lot of money to spend on upgrading their clothes frequently. So the traditional French... especially women's clothes, did stay very static over multiple centuries just because they would need to wear their clothes, make their clothes last as long as possible. They didn't have money to spend on that. So you can see the comparison with Moraine. It's got that belted with the petticoats and the skirts, which the costume director did mention in the article, and the poofy sleeves, which I really loved. So, and Grace or Bain&Chiad, did I include the picture of the that one, and then the next one also? So, and this is just getting a little bit back to what I was saying, is that saying French traditional or traditional French costume, like there's a lot of deviation across the entirety of France. So I chose the ones from Normandy just because they seemed close-ish, but I'm sure if the costume director would be able to tell us more specifically where she drew those directions from, or that inspiration. And then the traditional French was also combined with the Japanese kimono. And I chose this picture because I don't think, especially people who are not familiar with the kimonos and Japanese culture, how complicated the traditional female Japanese dress is. It does take them quite a while to get dressed in the morning, especially in ceremonial wear. But it's all these pieces. I am not going to attempt to pronounce any of these. But so going back to Moraine's dress, you can see the obi, which is the big piece of fabric across the bust, compared with the big sleeves, and then you add the petticoats and the skirt from the French. So
it really is a combination of all of that together in one.
It is brilliant. The creativity of being able to pull all these elements. So based off of what Robert Jordan wrote, and then putting it into reality.
Do you guys remember the name? They weren't mentioned all that much, but there were like sigils that they wore, like sticking up from their back. I don't remember what that word was, but it was almost like they wore like a pennant. They wore a sign like sticking up from their back, like basically advertising the house that they were associated with.
Wasn't it like a
C-O-N?
Yeah, the cons. It was like a flag. Yeah, it was a flag bearer, I think, that would come around. But then they also had the slashes on their sleeves, the nobility would.
Yeah.
To denote their house colors and their rank within. So the more stripes you had, the higher ranking you were.
Yeah, and the con reminds me a lot of Japanese culture too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can see the white neck piece that Moraine has. That's very much from the French traditional costume, as well as the petticoats. And then the sleeves could even be a combo of both, because both of them have the big billowing sleeves. I think the concept art does look a little bit more the traditional French, as opposed, I think what it turned out to be was very much more kimono.
I think, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's a short skirt, but the concept art seems to me to make her seem very young, like because it's not a full to the ground skirt. It reminds me of
I think it's. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I think it's like the combination of the length and then also like the stripes and like the details kind of make it youthful.
Yeah. There's something about it that just didn't really scream Moraine at me, at least the show version of Moraine. Because it's almost too complicated, and she's so subdued.
Well, and I think in the article they did mention that talking with the characters helped change from the concept. I think it was more the discussions with Suan, but I'm sure Rosamund Pike, probably in her discussions with the costume department, with her insight of Moraine, probably gave that feedback.
I've just put a link in chat to the Nerdist article with all of these images and information, in case anyone wants to check it out.
Awesome.
All right, Leigh-A, do you want to go on to the next one?
Yes. So the next one that I got a lot of photos for were the Shan Imperial costume, which is described as Mesoamerican and Imperial Chinese. And I actually found this amazing article. Again, I'll post that in the Threefold Talk Discord channel once this is all done, about specifically the evolution of specifically Aztec. So Bain&Chiad, it'll be the fourth picture in the second group. So for those of you who don't know what Mesoamerican is, I found a map, because you guys know I love my maps. I think they're very helpful. But just to show what a large area Mesoamerica is. It's essentially Mexico going down all the way to, even including parts of California, New Mexico, Arizona, going all the way down through Central America and almost touching into South America. But it also includes multiple different tribes. So I ended up choosing Aztec mostly because of the article that I found, and it did have a lot of the color schemes, but the article that I found also went into the great description of what ancient Aztec costumes were made out of, what the inspirations, why they had individual pieces. And so Bain&Chiad, those are just the 3 pictures before this. And they did, ironically, all have the same coloring. So that's a kimono. Yeah. So this is one of the Aztec pictures. It does have those oranges and blues and golds and the big headdress. So the costume, I can't pronounce her last name, so I'm not even going to attempt to butcher it. So she got a lot of the coloring inspiration from the Mesoamericans. And the next 2, the picture before this and after. Yeah. So again, you can see a lot of the colorings and the inspiration that she could potentially draw that inspiration from.
Oh yeah, like teal and the orange. That's so cool.
Yeah, with the gold and just like very bold blocks of colors.
Yeah, like you really can see that.
Yeah,
nice.
And that's a lot of just because that's the natural colors that they had to make out of like berries and nuts and things like that. It's what they were able to glean from nature. So that's why you get a lot of those colors. And the Mesoamerican, they did have a lot of other color palettes. There were a lot of reds, a lot of blacks, but gold and orange and teal are very prevalent in their color palettes. So the color palette was mixed with she said Imperial China, and that's where I went down a crazy rabbit hole. Because Imperial China lasted for over 2,000 years and ended around 1911. So there's a large time frame in which, especially women's clothing, evolved. So I found a couple, because we've got a picture of Surath. I was looking specifically at women's clothing, but some of the images that I found, I was like, oh my god, that's freaking Turok right there. It was really cool. And so if we go to the ones past the map, Bain&Chiad, there weren't a lot of good pictures that weren't cutesy, beboppy of Imperial Chinese costumes, and I didn't want to use those because they didn't seem very respectful. But these are actual etches from I believe the 18th century of women and their Chinese costuming. So you can see it's very similar. Like, it does, if you didn't know better, you would almost call it a kimono, even though it's not. It does have a lot of the similar pieces, but very flowy, long tunics with robes, with cloth belts, hair up, multiple layers. And you can just flip through the next 2 because they're all kind of the same. So, but women in Imperial China were very second or third rate citizens. So there wasn't a lot of, I think that's one of the reasons I had a hard time finding a lot of information about it. Women's costumes specifically, just because they weren't worthy of note, even in the 1911s. So, yeah, so that was my rabbit hole.
Amazing.
Wow, thanks, Leigh-A.
You're so cool, Leigh-A. I feel like I've always learned so much from you.
I learned a lot from the internet today.
Yeah, but your ability to research it up and then succinctly put it out there and connect it to the stuff that we're fan squeeing about is so cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for letting me do that, because I was so excited.
Okay, put us back on stream. I miss your faces.
Do we want to talk about the other costumes, or do we want to talk about Layman's chair?
I want to talk about the chair.
Yeah? Chair?
Chair.
London? Chair?
It sounds good.
Okay. All right. Well, first, Leigh-A, you need to tell us about your panel at WGA.
I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking today. All right. So
you're good at it. So.
Yeah. Thanks. So one of the panels at WGA was called GA Trial. Basically, it was putting the entire Aiel culture on trial for war crimes for us coming across and justly seeking out Lawman after he chopped down the Avicenda tree. The charges were genocide, first-degree murder, and trespassing. We had Marine Critter, who Marine, I would like to point out, is a Kyrianan. So we had a Kyrian and myself on the Aiel's defense, and then Gus from the Wheel Takes and the wonderful Lesby Nerdy on the prosecutor's table. And Maria was playing Varen Sedai as the judge.
That's awesome.
And it was hilarious. It was so much fun. We got found not guilty of genocide by a great margin. The first degree murder was literally down to a hand vote. It was 29 guilty, 31 not guilty, and I was literally sweating. London, I know you were there, so like.
Yes, I was there. I did vote.
Wait, how many Wetlanders were in this jury?
It was mostly, I think London might have been the only
As
Aiel.
a wise one, I actually voted guilty on the murder. What? There is nothing about Aiel that says that we don't take responsibility for things that we do wrong. And I do think that the Aiel have toe for an extrajudicial killing of another person. So
We'll talk later.
oh, no, we can talk.
Wow.
And then we got found guilty of trespassing, which we were fine with.
Well,
like,
that was
fine.
the other reason. That was the other reason for the murder thing. I'm like, if you're found guilty of trespassing, then how can you say that it's like the logical path would be that any crime you commit while trespassing, like you're guilty of. So if it's not trespassing, then it's not murder. But if it is trespassing, then I think that you've also committed the crime of murder.
Wow. Are you sure you're not like was that a Shido Wise One cosplay that you were doing?
No, but what? Okay, I think that the Aiel are an excellent culture in knowing when they have toe.
Yes.
And I'm just saying, I believe that the Aiel have toe for because even if something seems necessary or justified, you do what you must, and then you pay the consequences. Do you not?
True. That is true.
That's true. That's a good
That's
point.
very
But
true.
I guess not to
Completely disagree with you.
not to go against a wise one, but I would think that, I mean, I wasn't there because I was born a little bit later, but I would think that collectively the wise ones that advised the clan chiefs to send the clans on this would have decided that there was more G in going and doing this.
So I can actually answer this because I
Whoa.
researched this. I researched this. So
Okay.
under Aiel law, there's not a lot of laws on the books, but murder.
Because
So
books are
breaking of
heavy?
treaties. Yeah, breaking of treaties and breaking of oaths are actually outside of just like there's GATO, but then there is law that is above and outside. And these are things that are above, so they are influenced by GATO. But in order to get found guilty, there is a panel of at least 5 chiefs and or wise ones that have to judge. And part of the Aiel culture is as we saw in the book, like the Aiel just go and walk up to, like, they admit what they did, they submit themselves for the judgments, and then they honor whatever that judgment is. If you don't, you get a worse punishment. So even if you're found guilty, you get a worse punishment if you don't show up. So that was part of my argument against lawmen, like that there was the 5 clans that did go, so that was enough, like to sit in I don't know all the legal terms. I let Critter do all that, but like in judgment, I'm just going to keep the word judgment. They sat in judgment of Lawman, and that was the reason that they went across. And then Lawman didn't show up, so he got extra stabbed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I disagreed with you, but
you're totally allowed to.
You're allowed to do.
Yeah, well, and I think that we all know by having read the books and stuff that there is absolutely no requirement that wise ones agree with each other on everything. So.
Correct. That's true. Correct.
So true.
Yeah.
But one of the questions, so we gave our arguments, and then we opened it up to the jury members, which were the people who were in the audience, to ask questions. And I believe Tavern from Will and Chill was the one that asked this question. And I didn't know the answer to it. Is what happened to the chair after the war? Like, did the Aiel take it back? Because, like, if we considered it the tree such a sacred object and it was defiled, like, what happened? And I was just like, I don't know.
I did watch the trial on the replay Terangriel afterwards, and like the fact that Leigh-A got stumped, like, had me rolling. I was rolling because I know you hate being stumped.
Well, and I had an initial reaction, but then I was like, as the brain was going, it's like, no, that's, and then there's this, and then I was just like, I don't know. I literally don't know. And
so
Maria
have
didn't
you
even know
done
the answer.
research and found an answer since? Or do we all get to theorize?
We all get to theorize, because Maria even was like, yeah, I don't know either. So
she said she didn't know?
Maria said she didn't know.
That means it could be anything we make up. I love this part of it.
It could be anything. So
all right.
As Aiel, I felt like this was a great place for us to discuss what we think might have happened.
Okay.
And I will volunteer to go last because I have had a lot more time to think about it than the rest of you.
Okay, so I thought about it a little bit, and this is my thought. The Aiel would not want to leave the chair for anyone else to use for like a unhonorable purpose. So my theory is that they would absolutely take it. I mean, if we start with the presumption that the chair was actually made, because it always says that he cut it down to make a chair, but it never said that there was actually a chair made. But anyway, we just start with the presumption that there was a chair made, that Aiel would have taken it back. And knowing that Avendoral Dara, I just said that without fucking it up.
Wow,
so good job, me. Avendoral Dara.
Oh my gosh, cat hair just flew off my hands when I clapped for you.
Thank you. Knowing that Avendoral Dara was the offspring of Melindhra, and knowing how sacred that tree was, they wouldn't want to put the remnants of Avendoral Dara to any just like basic use. So my thought is that they would have basically chopped up Avendoral Dara's remnants and put it like wood chips around Melindhra to like feed Melindhra and like return Avendoral Dara to Melindhra in the way of the circle of life. Death comes to us all. That's my theory. So they wood chipped it. Put it around the tree.
But in a ceremonious and beautiful way.
Yeah. There were like 3 words. Yeah. You know, the best 3 words that the Aiel say, because they never need to say much, and then
water and shade.
Scattering the ashes of the chair.
Scattering it. Yes. That's what they do.
Nice. London, Bain&Chiad, do y'all have thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that it was like ceremonially like disposed of as well. I don't know exactly how, but I would imagine it was like cremated or something like that. Some very respectful way, because they wouldn't want to keep it a chair.
Yeah, but I think it's the lack of also not wanting to be wasteful with it. Right?
Yes.
Like it's disrespectful to waste it by just burning it. So you would have to like put it to some use, but not a use that people could keep using it for. I don't know. That was my thought. Yeah.
So, but the clan chiefs do on occasion use chairs when sitting.
But can you?
Very rarely.
But if that throne still existed, it would have been mentioned in the books as something that one of the clan chiefs was using, or it would have been given to Rand, you would think, as like the Kara Karn, but it was not.
Right.
So I would assume that it no longer exists.
Or the Shadow have it.
Freaking Shido. The Shido don't go across, so the Shido are not one of the clans that go across.
Unless they raided from, like, stealing it later.
Yeah, that's where you could have raided.
Would they use the wood to make spears? That's a good question.
I don't see them using it to make a weapon just because of the nature of the tree itself is peaceful.
Right.
It would seem counter, like, I don't know what it actually is. But
yeah, that was my thinking too. Like, it couldn't, like, they wouldn't want it to go to waste, but it couldn't have been something like utilitarian, you know.
Yeah, I don't know why this came to my mind. Maybe we've been talking too much about like how Swan moved her Amerlin seat and how the Shan-Shan moved the palanquin across the ocean, but I feel like they would dismantle it and like make it into something else. But like I don't know what that thing would be. Because I feel like they would want there to be a use for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But it is strange that we don't know what happened to it.
Yeah.
Unless it was just destroyed in the Aiel War.
Yeah, so I think that the chair was made because by the time word would have gotten from Cairhien to the Aiel, which would take a couple of months, then they would need to, the Aiel would need to get together to sit judgment, and then it took, and it just says a couple of months. They moved very expeditiously across Cairhien, so it's like at least 6 months. Like hypothetically, a chair, especially for the king, could be made in that time. So I'm assuming that a chair was made, but they did burn Cairhien to the ground looking for Lammen. So it's possible that if it wasn't in the throne room, like if it was just still in the shop, like maybe it did get burned down and they just weren't able to find it. It's very possible that it got destroyed accidentally beforehand.
I think we'd have way too much toe for that we wouldn't have mentioned it.
But if not, I do think I agree with all of you that it would have been taken back, and I think it would have just been taken into Ruidian and just
left there.
Yep, because like none of the clan chiefs are above, none of the wise ones are above. So who do you give this chair to?
Yeah,
to sit in. So
yeah,
I don't think anyone would want to sit in it.
No, and nobody would want to.
How weird. How weird that Wetlanders do that to trees.
Yeah.
So true. They also have really big trees, though. Not like these little trees.
But like
tiny trees.
Like when
these
you
are
have
Aiel trees.
like so much shade. So much shade.
They roasted marshmallows on it.
Oh, how dare you?
Okay. Trying to see if there were any other good ideas in chat of what happened. It was the best bonfire the waste ever saw.
No, Kevin.
No, Kevin.
No, you're in timeout again.
Oh, that was London's, like, yeah. Burned it.
They used the wood to stoke the still fires to make usquai. I like this as a use.
I mean,
yeah.
I was gonna say, I do like drinking, but come on.
Special ceremonial usquai now.
Yeah, Mayhem's over here going aged Chora barrels. That feels like a special vintage that we could not drink. Like, who could drink that? No.
Yeah.
I don't know. What if they used it to lubricate butt rock?
How could you use a chair to lubricate it?
Like with the sap invested in it and all that, they just like suck all the moisture and they turn it into.
Okay.
You can think that. That's
Sure. That's a thing that they could have maybe done.
Yeah. like graphite, you know, it lubricates. No.
Oh, I bet if we're talking about ceremony, maybe they put it there so they could look at butt rock and the chair and worship both of them at the same time. So they're like co-locate. So it's not Ruidian, it's wherever in the waist butt rock is.
They could put the butt rock in the chair.
Yes! They put the butt rock in the chair.
I think we figured it
London's
out.
like, I am never coming back on this show.
No, I just don't have any. I just have nothing to say to that. So that's all. Like, I'd be super happy to come back, but nothing to say to that.
It's because that answer was just like so good.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm just stunned by how amazing that answer was. That's what's happening.
I know.
You've rendered me speechless with your brilliance.
Like you render a tree.
But yeah.
Whatever.
I'm gonna stop. I'll stop.
No, you're doing great. Don't stop.
So now that we've solved the mystery of it's the butt rock chair.
It can now be
The
canon.
butt rock chair, yes.
Everyone take that and do with it what you will. Write your fanfics. Tell Maria so she knows.
Yeah.
We've solved it.
Yep. All right. Mel, didn't you come up with one more thing for us to do tonight?
I did, but it's like, yeah, we got 5 minutes. I don't
We
think
can do this in 5 minutes. Speed round.
No, we can't. No,
Like,
It always
round.
takes forever because we take forever to decide on the words.
It takes forever. It's too long. It's
I
too
think
long.
we
We'll
should
save
save
it for next time. We'll save it for next time.
Yeah.
We've definitely kept London and made her sweat in front of a camera for way too long.
Do I look sweaty, you guys?
No.
You look
No,
fantastic.
not at all. You look like glowing and beautiful.
Okay, I like tried to put my ring light with a little bit more yellow in it so that I wouldn't sheen so much, and hopefully it's working.
Wow.
It is
That's a lot more effort than most of us do. I think we could call it. Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's.
I
been
see
a
how it
great
is.
show.
You're so sick of me. You want to get rid of me.
Oh,
5
whatever.
minutes
We just-
early.
Oh no, London, we can go. We can go a long time.
That's fine.
Long time.
Mad Lib with us?
Yeah. Do you want to do it?
I don't know how to do Mad Lib. I don't even actually understand. I don't know it's a game, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down for Mad Libs.
All right, let's do it since we're
All
here.
right.
I don't know
Let's
what
just
Mad
do it.
Libs is, so that would be my
All right.
problem.
Well, let Grace warm it up while we'll explain it.
Yeah. I've got it here, so.
So we've taken a quote from the books, and we've taken certain words out of the quote, and we're going to just tell you kind of the types of speech that those words would be. And we're just going to suggest words to fill in the blanks. So we're basically taking a quote and we're like turning it into something like ridiculous with a bunch of like random words put in instead of the original words that were part of it. So we're kind of like transforming it. That's kind of how.
Okay.
So Bain&Chiad is going to just ask for the types of speech, and people are going to make suggestions for what to go in, and we'll just pick the one we like and just keep going until we run out of spaces to fill up. That's how it works.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm going to need a body part and a past tense verb. Let's start with those two. Body part and a past tense verb.
Foot.
And stoked. Is that
Foot
past tense
and
verb?
stoked. And then we can get chat involved. So chat, your job is to come up with a plural noun from chat. Okay, so foot and stoked, that's what we're going with?
Sure.
Okay. You seeing any good plural nouns in chat yet?
Lots of butts. I think they're still stuck on body parts.
Sorry, it wasn't specific. We want plural noun.
So leave it to the adult worker to pick the most boring body part. I'm like, feet. Yeah.
I don't think not everybody thinks feet are the most boring. I think there's a few people who like feet out there.
No,
that's
please.
true. There is true.
We've got cows, cats, unicycles.
Ooh.
Lumen said unicycles.
Mm.
UFOs.
Spheres, UFOs. Blue/yellow dresses.
It's very specific. Spoons. I like spoons.
Spoons?
Yeah.
Spoons or UFOs?
Spoons. Let's go with
spoons. Okay, spoons.
All right, so for you all, a past tense verb, and chat, how about a verb ending in ing? A verb ending in ing for chat, and for you all, a past tense verb.
Darted.
Darted.
Ooh, I like that.
Okay. Okay. One of you is going to have to read this because I'm not going to be able to keep a straight face.
Good choice, Leigh-A.
Oh, God.
Oh, waxing. I mean, I feel like we could just go with waxing.
Yep. Let's just pick that.
Okay. All right. I need another plural noun. And then chat, a regular noun.
What do you think, London? Give us a plural noun. You came up with foot.
Mummies.
Ooh.
That's good.
That's going to be fun.
Okay. Mummies.
Oh, man, we've got so many good suggestions.
Wow. Okay.
These are good. I like honking. Is that...
Wait, are we
still
past
need
that? The ing one? I thought we were
yeah, we're done. We're done with. Yeah, we picked waxing.
Let's save it for another one because I like it.
You want honking? Okay. All right. Yeah. No, we just need we needed just a regular noun from chat.
Worm.
Ooh, worm is good.
Movie jester.
Okay.
Seashell. What is this seashell shit?
That's not a word. That's not a word.
It doesn't sound like a real word.
That's like sewist.
But we decided sewist is a word, right?
Yeah, I couldn't remember the word I
me.
made up when I couldn't speak, so I just went with sewist.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do we want to go with for the noun? What did we like?
Gnome?
Gnome?
Gnome sounds good.
Gnome? Okay.
Stick it in there.
Okay.
Stick it in there.
Stick it in there. Okay.
Come on.
All right. Next
Stick
one's
it in
fun. Let's get chat to help with this. We need an insult.
Ooh, okay. Let's give that to them.
Okay. Insult from chat. And then for you all, oh, we do need another ing verb so we can do honking.
Yes.
This is good. Good. Okay. And a plural noun.
Another plural noun. We keep getting the plural nouns.
Tacos.
Oh my god, I was just about to say tacos.
Seriously?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm loving how we have to keep like the chat keeps getting like muted on these insults.
I know they do.
You guys are doing so good.
Feculent pile of mule offal.
Wow.
That's insane.
Oh, sweaty Shido dog. I like that one.
Come on. Okay, but Ooh, I do like the simplicity of ninny.
Ninny.
Chrome liquor.
Yeah. Okay, go with that one.
Chrome liquor. Yeah,
Chrome
I like that
liquor.
I kind of like what is along with the feculent pile of mule offal.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So one of us will have to say that. So let's get
It's a mouthful, yeah.
Okay, chrome liquor then. Chrome liquor.
Okay.
All right, so for you all, let's go with a past tense verb. Chat, we need an adverb ending in ly.
Licked.
Yeah,
Licked.
licked.
Always a good choice.
It's one of Mel's favorites.
Okay.
It's
Not
one
just
of
mine.
it's everyone's favorite, right?
No,
It's one of my favorite verbs. Come on. Let's be realistic.
Plural noun.
Breasts.
Breasts.
Breasts or breasts.
Breasts.
Breastises.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Since we went with licked, we can go with that. Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry,
I'm
but
looking
lips and
breastises.
breasts are not next to each other in this.
Aw.
Aw, sad face.
Okay, what do we have for ly adverbs here?
We had nipply 2 times in a row.
Nipply? All right, let's give them
I
the nipply.
feel
Swimmingly. Spicily.
Nipply with an- okay.
Spicily.
Right. Spicily.
Or succulently.
Okay.
Is that really an adverb?
All right, we need a verb and a noun.
From us.
So yeah, what do you guys want to do? The verb or the noun?
The verb.
Okay. All right, chat. We need a noun.
A verb.
Sprinkle.
Sprinkle. Okay.
Sprinkle.
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 All right. Past tense verb.
Sprinkled. No, just kidding.
Shorn.
Shorn. Ooh. Shorn. That's a good one.
Shorn. Is that past tense?
Is shorn? Is that like shorn? Like if you
Sheared.
it's
Sheared.
sheared. Is sheared is the sheared is the
Shorn.
past tense of
Yeah.
shorn. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. Shorn is an adjective.
Yeah. Sheared.
Sheared is
I like
is
sheared.
this is the verb.
Sheared. Okay. All right. Do we have a noun from chat?
We have so many good nouns. Prawn.
Hard ones taint.
Prawn.
I love prawn.
Prawn is so good.
Let's get
Thank
prawn.
you, guys. All right. Chat, how about a past tense verb? And for you all, an ing verb.
Farting.
Yes.
Mhm.
Farting is always appropriate.
That's a
Okay.
good one. Yep.
Sorry,
Let's
I'm
go
like
with
yelling shit, but like we don't have to go with the things that I
No,
say,
that's-
obviously.
No. It's whoever shouts it first, bouts it.
And
No,
your
I was
words are
gonna
so
say
good.
All right.
Well, I don't know the game really. So I'm like,
You're
Oh,
doing-
you will.
you're-
You will.
You're winning.
You will know.
You're winning.
You'll know. You'll understand.
You're winning the game. Good job. Good job. Ooh,
Okay.
we've got veiled, fried.
You got Shelly's favorite word, penetrated.
I love that YouTube chat like muted penetrated.
Penetrated.
They know that Shelly doesn't like it, so they cut it out. Ooh, hiccuped is kind of cute. Does that work?
Okay. Yeah.
that's cute. I like
Hiccups.
that.
Yeah. Let's go with
Hiccups.
hiccups.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you, Brian.
So for you all, I need a verb, a regular verb. And for chat, a type of plant, please. Type of plant from chat.
Oh, we've got the dusty
Oh,
wheel.
Hi, Innkeeper. We're playing Mad Libs.
Just a
That's-
regular verb.
Just a regular verb.
Regular old verb.
To hang.
Hang?
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 Yeah.
I like the violence, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
we know.
I'm looking at a plant that's hanging, and I'm just like trying to look around my room.
You weren't thinking of the guy behind me in my pictures?
No, I wasn't thinking of that. No.
Okay.
Okay, what did we ask chat for? I forget. Ooh,
Type of
types
plant.
of plants. Pussy willow.
Cactus.
Corpse
flower.
Asparagus.
Asparagus. I
Please,
do love
asparagus. I like
I think asparagus is great.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's also very yummy,
Yep.
Ooh.
even though it makes your pee smell weird.
We can choose
So weird.
another one because we need a different type of plant. So what is your second choice of plant?
Poison ivy.
Poison ivy?
I like it.
Yeah. Okay. For you all, how about a plural noun?
Buckets.
Buckets. Okay.
Just came out of my like that.
Chat. I need a verb ending in ing. For you all, need an adjective and a plural noun that go together. So something that describes the plural noun. So like angry kittens or something.
We could go with angry kittens.
Angry kittens. Angry kittens.
Works. I feel like there's no improving on that. So
That's good.
Right?
I know what that's for, so I couldn't contribute because I was gonna give away.
Oh, because
Yeah, because Mel helped write this for us. Okay. All right, what do we have from chat? Do we have an ing word? Oh my god, I shouldn't have looked at chat.
I don't know why it is like muting all of these words.
Oh man, it's getting late.
Okay. Bouncing, trampling,
Clucking?
clucking. Interesting.
Clucking like a chicken.
Clucking, yeah.
Clucking, okay.
Squelching.
Clucking, okay. There's only a couple left. 2 plural nouns. So how about one from you all and one from chat? So plural noun.
Or should we just give pick 2 from chat?
Oh yeah, we could pick 2 from chat.
Yeah.
What plural nouns, please?
So what's gonna happen next, London, is someone
some brave
probably
soul.
Bain&Chiad, because she cannot keep it together, is going to have to recite this very important quote from the book.
Okay. With a bunch of replacement things. Got it.
Yeah.
Do we need anything besides the plural nouns? Is that the last
I
bit?
think that is everything. I'm looking very carefully to make sure I didn't miss anything.
So we've got gloves, mice, and of course the dusty wheel says innkeepers.
Of course. Udders, please, udders. I also really like garbanzo beans. But feel free to pick something else, you guys.
I'm gonna go with spears.
Okay.
I actually I'm kind of cheating a little bit because I can see where it's going.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Second one. Someone else pick the second one.
Dung heaps.
That's good.
Yeah. Dung heaps.
Dung
I like
heaps. Yes, that actually works really well. Okay. All right. You all need to vamp for a moment while I download this so I can put it up onto StreamYard.
Okay. So, London, tell us how long you've been a Wheel of Time fan.
I started reading The Eye of the World when I was 12.
Wow.
I'm 38 now, so it's been a second. So that's how long.
Yeah.
Nobody do that math. Like, don't tell me what it is.
Did someone introduce them to you, or did you just find them in a library, or how did
I found them. I found Eye of the World in the either Kansas City or Minneapolis airport. I can't remember which one. But my mom told me to pick a book because I'm really annoying to travel with, and I was very annoying as a kid. And so it was basically like, pick any book you want. And the thing that attracted me to it was actually just the horses on the cover. I'm like, I love animals, done. And that's how I became a Wheel of Time fan. It's a very,
So were you like really disappointed that it wasn't all about animals?
No, it was great.
Okay.
I mean, it is kind of all about Bella in the first book.
I mean,
well,
yeah.
I mean, it was. I mean, because I liked a lot of books and stuff. I knew it was fantasy. It wasn't like I thought it was about animals. I was 12. I read like the back of the book to see what it was. But what made me grab it off the shelf was the horses, and then what made me read it was the description. But it gave me nightmares.
Really?
I don't think as adults we realize how fucking scary like Winter's Night is.
Yeah.
like Winter Night is the most scary shit ever. It's just like you like sort of start where you're like, oh, there's a suspicious crow and some strangers, and all of a sudden fucking like monsters and death.
Yeah.
It's just so it really freaks me out as a kid. And now I look back at it, I'm like, it's not that scary, but yeah.
But that's something that Robert Jordan does really well, is write horror in a way that everybody can consume it. So if you think about it, you're like, oh wow, this is so fucked up. But if you're just casually reading through, you can easily gloss over it.
Yeah, but like I think children kind of like internalize things a little bit more and I think our imaginations are a little bit more like, we're like little sponges when we're younger. And I was still at an age where like that influenced me a lot. Like I was caught talking in my sleep about like the books I was reading when I was reading The Wheel of Time because the whole damn thing is scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So scary.
It really is.
Yeah.
The first one, especially.
I think the show is really diving into that horror element.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but I mean, all the books, they're gory. And I think that as a reader, sometimes as an adult, like, because now I usually listen to them when I'm cleaning and stuff. But when I was reading, it was just like, now I'm imagining this stuff in my head, which is actually worse. I imagine like Dumai's Wells, or people are like, I want to see Dumai's Wells, and I'm like, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. That level of gore is like some
not interested.
I'm so scared of that.
Yeah.
But I also really want to see it. I have mixed feelings.
It's awful. Let me see it. All right.
How do we do?
I have the
Are
Mad
you
Lib.
ready?
Are we ready? Yeah. Who's reading?
I'm
this?
ready.
You gonna read it?
You are.
I am.
I can.
I love it
will
when
do
you
my
I don't know.
best to not.
Let Bain&Chiad read.
Okay.
She
I will
did.
try.
She cheated, so this is her toe.
All right. Nynaeve went to her foot beside the injured woman and stoked the spoons enough to peer under them. She winced at what she saw. Oh, I can't read because the logo's in the way. Oh, hi, logo. Hide, logo.
Have you somethinged her since she was hurt? I think is what it says.
Yeah. All right. Have you darted her since she was
that
hurt?
is good. I'm glad that disappeared.
There is waxing, but it has been broken. She wanted to die near mummies, Avienda said. She glanced at the gnome, then quickly away again. Egwene thought that she might have shivered, too. Grom liquor, Nynaeve began honking in her pouch of tacos. You could have licked her moving with an injury like that. She wanted to die near mummies. Crap. She said nipply. Just because I don't know how the Wetlander does this, seriously. Just because you carry breasts like a man.
Okay.
Doesn't mean you have to sprinkle like them.
Oh gosh, that hurts.
She pulled a deep wooden prawn out of the bag and sheared it at Chiad. Fill that. I need mummies to mix these so she can drink them. Chiad and Bain stepped to the... I'm sorry. I'm dead. I'm dying.
You can do it.
Deep breaths, deep breaths.
The tacos edge and return together. Their faces never changed, but Egwene thought that they had almost expected the gnome to reach up and hang them. If we had not brought her here to the tacos, Aes Sedai, Aviendha said, we would never have found you, and she would have died anyway. Nynaeve snorted and began... How is this so perfect? These are so good. Nynaeve snorted and began farting powdered buckets into the cup of mummies, muttering to herself. Asparagus helps make blood and poison ivy for knitting flesh, and heal all, of course, and... Her mutters trailed off into whispers too low to hear. Aviendha was clucking at her. The angry kittens use spears, Aes Sedai, but I had not heard that Aes Sedai used them. I use what I use, Nynaeve hiccuped and went back to sorting through... How is this so perfect? She went to sorting through her dung heaps and whispering to herself. She truly does sound like an angry kitten, Chiad told Bain softly, and the other woman gave a tight nod.
Well, that was worth sticking around for.
Wow. Wow, you guys. Wow.
Oh my gosh, I have tears.
You have outdone yourself.
I have tears too.
So I do have the original in case anyone is curious. This is obviously the meeting of the maidens by the river.
We made this in honor of you, London.
Yes.
Because we tried to conquer our fear of rivers.
Our fear of rivers. That's right.
Oh.
Or tacos, actually.
The tacos killed me. I can't, I thought I could hold it together until I saw, walking to the edge of the taco. No, I can't.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I'm glad we did that.
Yeah.
That was worth
Yeah, me too.
for.
That was worth it.
Totally worth it. Totally worth it. All right. Thank you so much, London, for being with us tonight. You have been awesome.
Thanks.
I hope that you'll come back someday.
Yeah.
And you
Feel free
won't
to
have to
stick
spear
around.
the spear again if you don't want to.
Right.
Yeah.
When you
What?
come back, you don't have to do that. You can do whatever you want next time.
No more fear
Yeah.
of the spear.
No
if
more
you come
We
fear.
only
back.
do that one
You have-
time.
You have graduated.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and feel free to step off after this, but you can also hang out and talk to us.
Yeah, we do a little bit
after
of
we
a
turn off the light.
Post-show hangout.
Up
Yeah,
to you.
feel free
Okay.
to stay with us after for a bit. And thank you, chat, as always, for being amazing. Make sure that you donate to the Emergency Entertainment Community Fund. The link is pinned and also in the description. If you're watching this not live, please like and subscribe to Malkier Talks and get your Malkier-Con tickets because, yeah, you don't want to miss
It's
that.
only less than 20 days that you can get
So
those tickets.
soon. It's so
Something
soon.
like that.
Yeah.
live tickets, but virtual tickets you can get throughout.
Right.
I think up until the event, I think.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So that's it for tonight. Until next time, may you always find love, water, and shade.